Yesterday, in the Charm City, the Rays and Orioles battle the elements and each other, with Baltimore using the long ball taking game one of the doubleheader. Then, the Rays rebounded in the nightcap with a 10-run barrage, taking game two from the O's. Today, both teams will be decked out in pink as Major League Baseball celebrates Mother's Day. We welcome you to Baltimore, Maryland. The skies are overcast, a threat of rain, but it's a beautiful day. It's Mother's Day. And here in Baltimore, the Rays will wrap up their series against the Orioles after splitting the doubleheader here yesterday. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to an afternoon on Mother's Day of Rays baseball against the Baltimore Orioles with Brian Anderson, Dwayne Stats. Great to have you aboard. We'll hear from Michelle Margot throughout the afternoon as well. And we'll also see the Rays' young lefty, Blake Snell, who really started this trend last year when he came up at the end of the season after being sent out. He came back, pitched well, and has been very, very good this year.
Listen, he has moved right to the head of the class, and you look at his body of work over the last month plus, and it's not been outstanding. It's been even beyond that. His last 6 starts, how about this? 4-1, 1.82, very good, but he's gone at least 6 innings in all 6 starts. He's given up 2 earned runs or fewer in all 6 starts, obviously all quality starts, and he's done it 2 different things. He's limited base runners. You can see that by the 182 average, and he has kept the ball in the yard. Just 3 home runs given up in 39 2/3. That's a formula for success.
So while Blake Snell has gone 4-2, Dylan Bundy will make the start for the Baltimore Orioles, and he's coming off a very rough outing. In fact, his last 3 have been subpar for the right-hander, and he figures to be a major part of their rotation. Rays and the Orioles coming up on Mother's Day. First stop on this 3-city trip for the Rays. They came back and won the nightcap last night. Rays baseball coming up.
She's all about the meaning. It has to mean something. It has to come from the heart. I have to feel it.
Well, he's got the right combination when it comes to sending a card and writing something meaningful in it on Mother's Day. Blake Snell has had the right combination on the mound as well. And we'll take a look at the Rays starting lineup presented by your Southern Ford dealers here, with Denard Span leading off. He'll be followed by C.J. Cron. He'll be the DH. Joey Wendell hits third, with Wilson Ramos working on that 18-game hitting streak in the cleanup spot, hitting in front of Matt Duffy. Brad Miller to follow, then a Danny Echeverria, Malik Smith, and Rob Refsnyder.
Well, taking the mound this afternoon for the Baltimore Orioles and looking to bounce back is Dylan Bundy, making his 9th start of the season, the record 1-5, ERA of 5.31, but he's coming off of a start against the Kansas City Royals where he gave up 7 earned runs, 4 home runs, and did not record an out in the first inning. Started the game and just pitches out over the plate. Kansas City Royals did not miss any of his mistakes, and there you go. All 7 batters faced, scored, 4 home runs allowed. The Royals would go on to score 10 runs in that top of the first inning and romping their way to victory. But Dylan Bundy doing some soul searching in between that start and here this afternoon, and we'll see what he has to offer this Rays offense. Let's take a look at the defense and see how it's going to line up here for Baltimore. Brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. And in the outfield left to right, we have Craig Gentry, Adam Jones, and Joey Rickard. Across the infield, third to first, Danny Valencia, Manny Machado, Jonathan Scope, and Trey Mancini. Caleb Joseph will be behind the plate.
And on this Mother's Day, both clubs wearing newly designed caps with the pink crown and the brim sporting the team colors. And Denard Span all set to face the right-hander Dylan Bundy, 25 years old. A 13-game winner a year ago. And the first pitch taken for a strike. Span. Denard starts the day hitting .245, 3 homers and 24 runs batted in. And it seems every time up there is a quality at bat for him.
He likes to see pitches, and he's just not going to go up there and swing for the sake of swinging. Got a good plan and sticks to it.
It's outside now, 2-1. Span ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. And he draws the walk. And the Rays get a base runner here.
Boy, and if you don't think something like that, just as a walk to start the ball game doesn't bring up those feelings of a start 5-6 days ago.
You could almost see it in the aftermath of his delivery of ball 4. His reaction to ball 4 was not the normal follow through and give me the ball and let's go. There was a pause and a little thought process going on there.
Well, as much as you like to say, hey, listen, I got to put that start behind me and we're going to go to work in a couple of days and bounce back 5 days later. Listen, what a start that he had here. That doesn't leave you really for the rest of your career. I mean, you will get over it and you'll get through it and have good ball games, but that is a tough ask the next time out. Tough to forget it.
And there goes Span, and he is safe at second base. Denard Span stealing his 4th base of the year. So the Rays taking advantage of the leadoff walk, steal their way into scoring position.
And trust me, they want to keep the pressure on Dylan Bundy and just continue to get him thinking out there. He is susceptible to the stolen base. That's now 6 out of 7 successful against him. Span got it pretty easily.
Crone with a man in scoring position. A tap to the left side, picked up by Valencia. A throw to first in time. Now, the last 3 starts have been very difficult for Bundy. When you compare that to the first 5, it truly is night and day.
And that's the big deal right there. 27 in his 9 innings of work, last 3 starts, 27 base runners, including 9 home runs. And obviously the numbers are ugly. It's tough to put out of your mind. You almost get to the point that you really almost get to the point that you take the approach, hey, listen, if I'm going to go down, I'm going to go down swinging. And here it is. I'm just going to lay it all out there. You get angry. And sometimes that's the way that you can break out of a slide like he's on.
Strike the count to Joey Wendell. It's 1-1. Wendell played both ends of the doubleheader yesterday. 1 game at second, the 2nd game at third base. Down 1 and 2.
You know what you don't normally see? You see how Caleb Joseph, the last couple of pitches, has set up in very early, not going there late. With a runner out at second base, that can be dangerous because you could relay location to Wendell, because Joseph had been setting up very early. That was a little later.
And a cut and a miss on the fastball. That one at 94. Bundy picks up a big strikeout.
Got him with the juice there. Certainly not the location, because as they wanted that ball in, it ended up right down the middle, and Joey just missed it. Look at that ball tracking right to the middle of the plate.
Wilson Ramos, he extended his hitting streak to 18 with a base hit his last time up last night. Chance to do some damage the first time up here this afternoon, fouling away at the first pitch. Jason Bartlett has the franchise record of 19 in a row. That came in 2009. And Wilson Ramos trying to match that with this game. He's behind in the count.
Well, that was a nasty little slider there by Bundy. Continues to climb. Closing in. This is the day.
Leadoff walk, a steal of second. The runner still at second with 2 outs. And strike 3 taken. Ramos called out on strikes. The Rays miss an opportunity, leaving a runner at second. Score. We'll take a look at the Orioles lineup, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Trey Mancini leading off, followed by Adam Jones and Manny Machado. Jonathan Scope, the cleanup hitter, in front of the DH Mark Trumbo. Danny Valencia will be at third base hitting sixth. Joey Rickard, up from the minor leagues, will be in right, with Craig Gentry in left, and Caleb Joseph, the catcher, batting ninth.
Well, Blake Snell making his 9th start of the season, 4-2, 2.40. We talked in the open about the stretch that he has been on and looks to continue that here this afternoon.
First pitch to Mancini, who's hitting 270. 1 ball, no strikes. Little looper into right field. That's going to fall for a base hit. And the Orioles put their leadoff man aboard.
Let's take a look at the Rays defense and see how it's going to line up here this afternoon. Brought to you by Golden Diamond Source. In the outfield, left to right, we've got Span, Smith, and Refsnyder. And then across that infield, third to first, Matt Duffy, Adani Echeverria, Joey Wendell, and Brad Miller. Wilson Ramos, of course, back behind the plate.
And now Adam Jones up in the number 2 spot with a 259 average. He is 3 for 5 with a home run in his career against Blake Snell. First pitch misses. Ball, no strikes. Snell coming off the outing against Atlanta when he gave up just 1 run. And that was the only run of the game, unfortunately, for Snell and the Rays, when Ronald Acuna Jr. hit a home run. Ball 2 is low. 2-0.
Well, that really has been his line the last 6 starts. You know, he's going 6+, giving up a run, maybe.
The foul ball. 2-1. I thought he came out of that start against the Braves 1-0 losing decision, but he owned that home run. He said it was his fault they went to the 3-2 count. He owned that. And he has pitched so well, and a big part of that, not only what he's done physically, but I think the mental approach to the game. He's fully accepting the responsibility for his starts.
And he really didn't even need to. He went 6 1/3, and he gave up a full count slider hit for a home run. Okay, well, you're going to go to a full count on guys.
Yep.
I mean, those are things you don't need to apologize for, but yet he felt the need to, because it ended up costing his team the game, and that is ace-like accountability.
Yep. The breaking ball fouled. So the count holds right there at 2-2. Now Snyder, the Rays pitching coach, and that's a relationship that has developed at AAA and now in the big leagues. Still 2-2. That accountability theme is one that Snyder promotes, and this young left-hander has certainly bought into it.
That's why about 13, 14 years ago when I met Kyle Snyder, why we hit it off. I mean, that's the guy he is. And he just doesn't take to excuses and won't allow you to make them.
Fly ball into center field. Alex Smith is there to make the catch, and back to first goes Mancini. So 1 on with 1 out for Manny Machado.
Well, and what he's able to realize, and the same thing with Blake Snell, is that, and I don't care if it's baseball or just life in general, when you're always pointing the finger, making excuses, guess what?
you don't ever improve.
Yep.
Because it's never you. It's always somebody or something else, or the umpire or this or that, the mound. But when you look in the mirror, even when you don't need to, like you did last start, and say, hey, I got to be better than that. Well, wow, okay, well, you're going to improve.
Well, if you're going to be the top man in that rotation, you're going to carry some weight. And he's showing signs that he's willing to do that.
His starts have been, and I know that you feel the same way, they've become must-see TV. He's been fun to watch. Obviously, he's got a ton of talent and 4 above average, way above average pitches.
Machado went after the high fastball. It's 1-1. Machado, 3rd in the league in hitting, tied for the lead in home runs, and leads the league in runs batted in. Goes for this one in the dirt. It's 1-2.
You know, he's got 4 very good pitches.
There's Machado yesterday. That was in game 1 of the doubleheader. The home run to center in the 3rd. One of 13 he has hit this year already. A little number. Picked up by Snell, and the toss to first. 2 gone.
You know, and the same thing I was going to say about him with 4 very good pitches, it applies to that one right there too. It's one thing to have, you know, good pitches, but then when you combine that with his size and his downhill angle, you think about the slider that he swung and missed at for strike 2, and then the way that he's able to drive that fastball down and in to tie him up. So not only do you have the good pitches, but then you're coming at an angle that makes it more difficult for the hitter. And that's what Blake's able to do. At 6'5", he stays tall over the rubber, and what really brings the noise downstairs.
Jonathan Scope. Pitch in a little bit at 96.
Like that too. Get off that plate.
Well, from an observer's point of view, and whatever that happens to be, in our case, broadcasters, pitch in the dirt, no advance by Mancini, or just a fan. It's really fun to watch the development of in this case, a young pitcher. He's shown all the signs of maturing in so many ways to be considered the potential #1 in the rotation. And he's been pretty low key about all of that, which is another attractive quality. This is wide. 3-0. Rays had a man at second, left him there. Orioles with a man at second. 3-0 the count on Scope. He's swinging and fouls it out of play. Scope, a couple of home runs in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. (3-1) and he just missed there. Very close, but just off the corner, says Mark Carlson. 2 men on now for Mark Trumbo. Trumbo, the designated hitter. Take a look at how close this pitch was.
Man, actually, it's a good pitch by Snell. You know, Jonathan Scope capable of obviously doing damage in a 3-1 fastball. You want to keep that thing to the fringe, not give in out over. Now you got to go to work here against Mark Trumbo and end this thing.
Trumbo, since becoming active here, has swung the bat pretty well. Takes one outside.
You see a little bit of frustration with Blake Snell on a couple of these pitches in this inning. He's not quite locked in like we normally see him. All it takes is a pitch or two to get there, and he's close, but not quite there yet.
And that's a foul ball off a fastball in at 97. You saw that graphic there, 0 for 5 in first pitch strikes, and that is one part of his game that glares and that he's fully aware of. He's been successful as it now stands, but that's because he has all those other pitches that you're talking about.
Yeah, and you know, his first pitch strike percentage has been trending up, but it's still not anywhere near he would like it, or you know, it needs to be. It's pretty.
Into the dirt, the runners are going to move up.
It is a testament to his overall stuff, and the fact that he has not let these at-bats where he's fallen behind snowball on him. He's been able to get back into the count and still get his outs. Here's a curveball that he spikes. And that ball comes up right off the outside of that left leg of Wilson Ramos. That's what causes it to pop away.
A wild pitch charged to Snell. Fouled back, came back with a fastball. Now 2-2.
Now this is where, as a hitter, you really can't hone in on any one pitch from Blake Snell. You could see the changeup here. You could see the curveball or the slider or another heater. I mean, he really doesn't fall into patterns once he gets you into 2 strikes. Trumbo choking up on that bat too.
2-2. He got him. He struck him out. Came back and broke that one in there. Down and in to pick up the inning-ending strikeout. Here's a look at that breaking ball. No score through 1.
Oriole Park at Camden Yards, and with Matt Duffy stepping into the batter's box, let's take a look at a scouting report. Finally healthy, been limited to just 91 games since 2016 coming in to this season. Didn't play at all last year, so he's finally healthy, and guess what? He is feeling frisky. Now, you go back over his last 7 games, he's hitting .423 with a home run, 4 driven in, and 5 of the 7 games have been multi-hit efforts. Goes back to the beginning of that homestand.
And he hit his 2nd home run, his first time up in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. Made consistent contact doesn't walk a lot. He's going to be aggressive up there, but has hit the ball all over the field.
Yeah, he's another guy that's worked some at bats. See a lot of pitches.
By the mound, backhanded pick by Scope. Throw to first in time.
Trying to punch that one through the middle. Good luck with Scope and Machado.
Well, the Rays put the leadoff man on in the first. Left him at second base. The Orioles leaving 2 men on at their first. Now a ground ball to begin the second. One gone. Here's Brad Miller. Sends one into center. Angling back to his right is Jones. And makes the grab. A couple of quick outs. Bundy, after a leadoff walk, got Crone, Wendell, and Ramos, and made just 15 pitches in the first inning. And now 2 outs, 5 pitches into the second.
Well, you would never say that a walk snapped you right back into place, but that's what happened. I mean, the misses to Denard Span were not very good and not very close at all. But after that, I mean, he really locked things into place.
And the first pitch fastball is a strike to Echeverria. Well, the word circulating here in the ballpark is that after those 3 tough outings, he figured out what his issue was. Going to be low key about that, not broadcast that, so we'll see. And we noted that when he walked Span, there was a little different reaction in that, and we wonder if maybe part of that was mentally going through that checklist to try to make sure he is mechanically where he wants to be. And he strikes out Echeverria. The Rays are 3 up and 3 down in the second. No score. W.B. Mason, who but W.B. Mason, the official office supply company of the Tampa Bay Rays. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. You ever wonder how those bats come out pink? You've just seen the process right there.
Saw that process, D-Wayne. Went took a tour of the Louisville Slugger factory.
Yep. It's an iconic experience.
It really is, for the simple fact that they've kept it in the same building since the beginning. I mean, you think at some point they relocate, they go state of the art. No, it's the same building right downtown Louisville, and it was a fascinating little tour.
Danny Valencia in here to face the left-hander Blake Snell 1-0 the count. Valencia drives this one deep into left center field. That's going to go. Valencia hits his 5th home run of the year. This one to lead off the inning, and it's 1-0 Baltimore.
I'll tell you, Danny Valencia has had his way with some awfully tough lefties during the course of his career. Took advantage of a misplaced fastball right there, up in the zone where he could get his arms extended, and he knew it.
Yeah, he is a career 300-plus hitter off left-handed pitching. Joey Rickard just up from the minor leagues. Takes the pitch wide, 1 ball, no strikes.
It seems like with Valencia too, the better the stuff, the better the fastball from the lefty, the better he handles it for whatever reason. Loves that fastball.
Strike, and it's 1-1.
You see Blake right there. Even though he threw that pitch for a strike, was not at all happy with the location. Perfectionist.
Fly ball center field. Alex Smith on the run, and that one is gone. Over the center field wall. Valencia and Rickard have gone back-to-back. Rickard just joining this club from the minor leagues, and you know he's been up before. So in his first at bat, he hits one out.
To straightaway center field, no less. This fastball somewhat down in a way, and he just dives out there and scoops it. How about that? Hand comes off the bat, almost as if he's reaching for it, and still able to get it out deep part of the field.
Solo home runs by Valencia and Rickard.
What's in that pink paint?
Something with these pitches jumping off the bat.
And you normally don't see Kyle Snyder pop out that quickly. You know, I mean, Blake Snell has earned himself a little bit of a leash. Back-to-back home runs. He must have seen something from the dugout that he did not like at all, and said, we're gonna go out there and deal with that issue right now.
Greg Gentry. Which is a strike. Gentry 203 for the year. It's low 1-1. And a liner caught by Duffy down at third. Low liner with Duffy reaching across to grab it. And the Rays will take that for the first out of the inning.
Now, however you have to get it done. This ball looked like it could have been trouble down into the corner, but Duffy ready to go. Roll that glove over, make a nice catch.
To strike to Caleb Joseph. One to count. Joseph 181 on the year. Ball. Count stays right there. ball, it's Ramos. So the plate umpire, Mark Carlson, delivers a new baseball to the mound, and Ramos collects his thoughts. And off his foot, foul. With the count of all 2 strikes.
Everybody getting banged up behind the plate during this at-bat. How about the chest protector right up there at the top? Lift that chin up.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Two balls, 2 strikes. There's a cut and a miss on the breaking pitch. So 2 gone. Second strikeout here for Blake Snell.
Well, this slider just continues to track in to the point that Caleb Joseph, there's just no way to get the bat to that ball. Some good sweeping downhill action on it.
On the top of the order, Mancini. 1-0. Like 1-1 in 3 prior starts against the Orioles. The 344 run mark against this lineup. One. He made a start against him here at Camden Yards in September of 2016. It's the one start he's made. Had a no decision pitching into the 5th inning of that game. This one shot down the right side toward the corner. That ball is fair and gets out of here. Mancini hits an opposite field home run. Just fair. 3 solo home runs in the inning.
That's the one danger that this lineup brings, the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark, live and die by the home run. Not a horrible pitch by Blake Snell down and away, but how about Trey Mancini? Just golf shot and keep it fair right down the right field line.
Jones, and that's a strike. Yeah, Mancini has been impressive, had a very good rookie season. Continues to be an offensive threat in this lineup. 24 home runs last year. It was 3rd in the American League rookie voting. Two pitch. Good inside. Well, all of these home runs coming in 1 inning, and that's a career high in any one game allowed by Snell. Cut and a miss. Jones is out on strikes, and the side retired. 3 solo home runs. 3-0 Baltimore.
up for the Rays is center fielder Malik Smith, whose grandmother, Willie Mae Footman, is today's honorary Batgirl for the Rays. And here he is on what that honor means to him.
My grandma had breast cancer. She's a breast cancer survivor, and we were talking about honorary nominees, and they brought her up, so she won. It's nice for her to get rewarded, or acknowledged, for her great works, to me and my family, and just in the community. She stays in the community in Tallahassee, but just one of them unsung heroes. So it's nice for her to get some recognition.
Well, the good news is she is cancer-free for now 8 years, so definitely an awesome honor for his family, guys.
Yeah, that's a great honor and great news. The recovery. 2-0 the count to Alex, leading off the third. Alex 10th in the league in hitting right now at .318. Ahead in the count 3-0. Rays have a little catching up to do here as a result of the 3 solo home runs by Valencia, Rickard, and Mancini. Three and one. Rob Snyder will be next. Count is full. Close right there. Alex Smith is aboard.
Speed on the base pass. A good at bat there by Malix.
We'll see if they can build something out of that. Here's Ref Snyder. Smith back in. The Rays picked up a steal in the first inning. This man was left at second base. Alex drawing the attention again of Bundy.
Well, he said that Bundy's susceptible to the stolen base. Denard Span's already gotten him, and Malik Smith probably a better chance that he's going to go than Denard. So
Snyder fouling the fastball back, strike one. First again. You think about the number 9 spot maybe not being the most desirable spot for a hitter, but if you're that hitter hitting behind Malik Smith, it becomes a pretty good spot. Pitch is up, 1 ball and 1 strike.
if he's on base, you've got a pitcher's mind that's going to be somewhat divided because he's going to have to account for Malix over there. Obviously, the runner being held on. If he is going to go in motion, you've got guys moving in the middle infield, opens up holes for you to punch something through.
That's taken for a strike.
That's what those base stealers will do. Anybody with speed and the ability to swipe a bag and they get on, you immediately have to account for them, and it makes your job on the mound a little bit tougher. It's not just you versus the hitter. You got to sprinkle in that base runner.
The tap foul. It's the count at a ball, 2 strikes. When we've seen Bundy be effective, the slider has been the big pitch for him. He's not necessarily overpowering. Fastball is good enough. But you see the range there, 74 to 94. But that slider, when he's successful, that slider is a big part of it. Ground ball. Machado, scope, and over to first to Mancini. 6-4-3 on the double play.
Now here's what I'll tell you, Dwayne. Not only did he, at your urging, go with that slider, effective here with the double play, but that pitch for him here this afternoon has had the tilt that we've seen when he's been going good. You know, when the Rays, you know, his 3-game slide that we highlighted started with a start against the Rays, and the Rays tuned him up pretty good, and we noticed in that start that the breaking ball, especially the slider, were rolling. You know, they didn't have that sharpness to them, and the Rays were able to take advantage, and it seems like everybody else did too. But here this afternoon, there's more tilt. It's sharp, it's got that downward break to it. So there was a mechanical adjustment made somewhere.
Hey, you see, there's the line when the Rays faced him at the end of April, the 26th. 1-1. Gave up a home run to Crone and a home run to Ramos in that outing. Rays with a couple of bases on balls so far. It's been it against them here in the early part of this game. 2-1 the count to Denard Span. Inside with the fastball. 3-1.
The ability to not go after those pitches, you know, out of the zone, looking for a fastball, you know, 2-1, not going to go after the one that's up and in.
And there's ball 4. He draws the walk again. Rays get a base runner with 2 gone.
It takes a lot of discipline. When you fall behind in the count, or actually you're ahead in the count as a hitter, you say, I want one pitch and I want it in my juice zone, in the spot, wherever that may be. And then to have the ability to lay off anything that's around it, he's one of the best.
Now C.J. Crone. Runner takes off. Pitches a strike and the throws into center field. Span's on his way to third. So his second stolen base of the day. And an error on the throw. 4th error charged to Joseph this year. And steal number 5 in 7 attempts for Span.
Now, he didn't waste any time either. And here with 2 outs, trying to make something happen. He's already gotten them twice. Kind of leading the way here for the Rays. Force the bad throw, force a rush throw by Joseph, high and wide.
It's a foul ball. He didn't need to make contact there, trying to check.
He fouled that pitch off behind him. I mean, really, that ball was by him and caught the bat.
It's 0-2 now. Upstairs. Took the fastball up. Span at third. Ground ball knocked down by Bundy. He picks it up and the throw to first. A little wide, but Mancini comes up with it and the Rays are out in the third. Couple of walks, a steal, an error, but no runs. And the Rays leave a man at third base. 3-0 Baltimore. Down by 3. $2 Kids Tuesday presented by the Morgan Auto Group continues Tuesday, May 22nd, when the Rays play host to the Boston Red Sox. You can purchase $2 tickets for kids 14 and under with the purchase of a full price adult ticket. All fans can get $2 hot dogs presented by KM Franks. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit raysbaseball.com/specials. Machado swings and misses. Machado out pitcher first, his first time. One and one. Fouled right back. So drops down. 2-2. Full count. On deck, Jonathan Scope. Ground ball off the glove of Duffy, and that ball deflects into shallow left. Well, a base hit for Machado.
Matt Duffy making a bid here to his left, all the way outstretched, and that ball just kind of in and out of that glove. Boy, good recovery though, because as that ball ricocheted into shallow left center field and Echeverria is out of the equation, Manny Machado had thoughts about going to second, but Duffy scrambled to his feet and able to run that ball down and keep him at first.
Jonathan Scope. Scope out in front of the changeup. Three home runs on the year for Scope. He had back-to-back home runs in the second and third innings against Archer in the first game of the doubleheader yesterday. And punches this one through the right side. It's first and second.
Well, Dwayne, you had Joey Wendell kind of shading up the middle. And there he is right there. And this is going to break Scope's bat. That ball got in on the label, but there's just nobody home, and he's able to punch it out there. Trouble brewing.
Two men aboard with nobody out. Here's Mark Trumbo. Ball, no strikes. Trumbo struck out on a breaking pitch in the first inning. Now up with nobody out. The first two men aboard. Ground ball right side. Miller goes to second. They get the force. And a little awkward there with the alignment. So to third goes Machado. And Trumbo's aboard on a fielder's choice.
You know, these are some of the aspects of the shift that you really don't think about. But when you're trying to turn a double play, Echeverria way in the hole, this ball gets punched basically to where the second baseman should be, and then Wendell has to retreat to the bag. That makes for an awkward, you got to wait for him and then throw, and Joey not used to going into second base at that angle. So everything looks a little out of rhythm.
Danny Valencia homered his first time. Ground ball left side. Duffy down to second, and A wide throw, the run scores, everybody's safe. Machado crosses the plate. It's 4-0.
And I wonder, Dwayne, if Matt Duffy ever had a hold of that baseball. It looked like that maybe that thing was rolling around or bouncing around in his hand because he kind of tried to sweep into second base and it wasn't even close. I don't think that maybe he had a very good grip on that baseball. Tried to get the out. Let's take a look. Into the glove. Boy, with that ball, he had that kind of wrapped into the palm of his hand. Look at that. Like a shot put. And it sailed.
So it's a 4-run ball game now. He's trying to push the ball with that throw down to second, and it was wide.
You know, these infielders are so adept at going, you know, you're fielding that ground ball, going into their glove and getting that ball out right in the fingertips where they want to throw it. And that is a case where Matt Duffy, as he pulls the ball out of his glove, he's got that ball stuck up in the palm of his hand and really doesn't feel like he has the time to get it into the fingers because of how close that play was going to be. And so you're just trying your very best and didn't work out.
Fielder's choice, an error on the play. Now the first pitch strike to Joey Rickard. This one right back off the Rays lefty Snell. He goes to second and gets the force there. Well, that ball right back at Snell, and he managed to recover and retire Valencia, trying to go to second base, and the Rays going to come out and take a look to make sure Snell is okay.
Well, that was a hard hit line drive that dropped basically right in front of him, so it caught him flush. Ooh. But how about, like you said, recovering to get to that baseball and then the wherewithal to go to second base and get the lead runner or the middle runner.
So the Orioles will have men at first and third. And Snell says he's okay. So that kind of visit does not count against the number of trips anyone can take to the mound.
Boy, those are scary.
Yes, they are.
Those are scary because you do not have time to react. You see the ball come off the bat and you immediately know I'm wearing this one. That's a bad feeling.
Saw Kittredge getting up in the bullpen.
I'm not going to take any chances with Blake.
Gentry, the hitter, shortens and pitch a ball. Going to run home. 2 hits in the inning, an error. Ground ball to third. Duffy down to second. That will retire the side. 1 run scores, and we're at the end of 3. 4-0 Baltimore.
as a kid, I was just in love with baseball, and she would be out there throwing to me, throwing me ground balls. I mean, I know her shoulder has problems now because she used to throw me so many high pops and ground balls when I was a little kid. And that's just kind of indicative of the way that she's been my whole life. Just in whatever I've needed at any point, she's really always been there for me.
And Joey Wendell taking the first pitch for a ball low, breaking pitch there. So Wendell leading off here in the 4th inning. And the zone got a little wider right there for a strike call. 1-1. Fouled up the right side, 1-2. Joey Wendell with his mother at the ballpark, and he presents her Mother's Day card and a bat. So for all of the time she spent with him, whole family's here. He grew up in eastern Pennsylvania. Wendell's going to be out on strikes here with Joseph going down to Mancini to complete that strikeout. So the family, roughly speaking, in the general vicinity of Baltimore. So they're in with Joey playing, and here on Mother's Day. As a token of his appreciation, a pink Mother's Day bat to Mom. Fly ball off the bat of Wilson Ramos. Rickard and Wright is there to make the catch. A couple of quick outs here in the 4th inning.
Well, Dylan Bundy, had that leadoff walk to Denard Span. Actually walked him again and has had 3 walks on the day, but he has recovered nicely from each one of them. Has had some quick innings. Has had a sharp slider, good tilt to it.
Duffy fouls it straight back. Three walks, 4 strikeouts. That's it. And Duffy checks in time. 1-1. Balls and strike. Well, Duffy ahead in this count. 3 balls and a strike. Go to 3-2. It's up the right side, going to be a fair ball back toward the corner. Duffy's on his way to second, and he'll beat the throw in with a double. His 6th double of the year.
Well, continues to swing a hot bat for the Rays. Worked another at bat, saw a number of pitches, and got a slider that hung up a little bit there. That one flattened out a hair. And while it was away from him, you see how he just lets that ball get into the zone before he pulls the trigger, shoots that ball into the corner, and gives the Rays a 2-out chance.
The Rays would like to take advantage of this 2-out opportunity. They've had a couple other scoring opportunities, and they have not cashed in on them. Brad Miller, he takes the first pitch breaking ball for a strike. Brad coming into the game 4 of 11 with a home run in his career against Bundy. It's upstairs, 1-1. Rays really need somebody to pop one here and put some life in this offense. They're down 4-0. Somebody pop one, it's 4-2. You've got a completely different look on things.
Listen, White Shoes Miller may be the guy.
Fastball too high.
It could be opaque pink. It is.
So, very astute observation on your part there. Now it's 2-2.
It was more like a detective type feeling, because if they were truly just straight white, he'd be violation, the cleat violation, not 51% with the gray, but you could get away with the opaque pink on Mother's Day.
Gotcha. And a cut and a miss. Miller out on strikes, and the Rays leave a man in scoring position. Bottom of the fourth coming. 4-0 Baltimore.
Hats off for heroes, because no matter where you serve or when you served, we stand ready to serve all military families.
Rays in Baltimore wrapping up their stay here before moving on to Kansas City, and then eventually into Anaheim, California to take on the Angels. Overcast. Temperature was 62 at game time. Might actually be a little cooler now. Caleb Joseph, the catcher. Ball, no strikes, the count on Joseph. Blake Snell, 65 pitches, 2 pitches into the fourth. And 1. Struck by a comebacker. And recovered to get the play at second base, retiring Valencia back there on Rickards. Comebacker to the mound. Fly ball center field, and Alex Smith is on to make the catch. So 1 out, base is empty, and it's time for the Lows. Whole team together. Blake Snell, 25-year-old lefty. And when you look at the group of lefties with the low ERA, he's running third right there.
Well, yeah. You know, quite a jump there from 2.40 to 3.07. But you've got those 3 lefties leading the way, 2.5 or below. You're talking about keeping your team in the game and giving them a chance to win each and every time out.
And 1 to Mancini. Mancini hit his 6th home run of the year and got it just inside the foul pole down the right side. Could not get on top of that fastball, and it's 1-2. Just a little bit low there. 2-2. Fastball mid-90s misses. The count is full. On deck, Adam Jones. And he lost him. Snell, after being ahead, walks Trey Mancini. He's on for the third time. Jones is on his way to the plate. And out of the dugout comes the Rays skipper, and we're going to have a pitching change here. So that's going to be it for Blake Snell. Call to the bullpen brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Call upon Andrew Kittredge, giving Cash out to make the pitching change. Don't miss your chance to play for the massive Powerball jackpot. Pick your lucky numbers and get your Powerball ticket at any Florida lottery. The Florida Lottery, it's your ticket. Claim it. Must be 18 or older to play. Play responsibly. Well, a disappointing start for Blake Snell, and out here after 3 1/3.
And he was not happy about coming out of this game. You saw that little exchange as Kevin Cash came down to talk to him a little bit more in depth about why he came out of that game, and the look on Blake Snell's face said it all. I do not want to be sitting here right now.
So Andrew Kittredge takes over. 1 on, 1 out. Jones with a fly ball to center and a strikeout. Takes the slider away. 1 ball, no strikes.
I think on the day that Blake Snell, we mentioned it early, you know, it wasn't quite there, trying to lock it in like you've seen him over the last month and a half. But he also wasn't terrible. I mean, he gave up some runs and you know, the home runs, but some of those, you know, pitches weren't that bad. And to come out of a game early when, you know, you talk about that accountability, responsibility, he wants to pitch deep because that's kind of, you know, the way that this staff is going now. If we're going to start, let's get deep into the game, and he's been doing that.
Slider into right, 1 hop to Ref Snyder. Men at first and second. Mancini advances after the walk and the base hit. Jones at first.
Just a fastball that's really center cut, inside out swing there by Adam Jones to get it out into right field. Baltimore, they've had that foot on the gas pedal really here this entire afternoon after that first inning, and there was even some trouble in that first inning. Continue to put base runners aboard and balls over the fence.
Machado on a line drive. It's headed into left center field. Mancini scores. Jones will go to third. Machado has a double. Kittredge greeted by a single and a double. It's 5-0. The run is charged to Snell. Machado, his 37th run batted in of the year.
Well, Andrew Kittredge, it's going to be fastball slider, and then you get a slider. It's got some depth to it, but it's in the middle of the plate. Watch Machado just follow it down and rope it out into left center.
Second and third, one out for Jonathan Scope. The infield up, loaded on the left side. The pitch is a strike. Scope has been on twice. Chases the slider, 0-2. Ball, 2 strikes. 32 home runs last year for Jonathan Scope and 105 runs batted in. Ground ball short, it gets by Echeverria, drawn in. Jones scores. Here comes Machado. He scores. Base hit for Scope. He goes to second on the throw through. The Orioles make it a 3-run inning, and it's a 7-0 ball game. Kittredge greeted with 3 straight hits.
He put himself in position there to go for that strikeout against Scope, who had really expanded his strike zone on strike 2, but he's able to reach out there on that slider, get enough on it to get it by Echeverria, and everybody just keeps circling the bases.
Mark Trumbo. This is a strike. Trumbo officially 0 for 2. Two-strike count. Ball, 2 strikes. Two and 2. Play. 1 out in the inning. And Mancini, who walked, has scored. That was the last man Snell faced, and Jones singled against Kittredge. He has scored. Machado doubled. He has scored. Scopes at second. And a 2-2 count to Trumbo. Ground ball headed toward the middle. Wendell gets a glove on it to knock it down, but that's it. Scope goes to third, and Trumbo has a hit. 4 straight hits now off Kittredge.
Well, this has been a nightmare appearance here for Andrew Kittredge. And you remember in yesterday's ball game, the rain delay in the second game where he was in the ball game, had an hour and 20-minute rain delay or thereabouts, and then came back out after that for a couple of hitters. So he's had a taxing day here, and this one not going well at all, finding holes all over the place.
Danny Valencia pitches down. Well, the Orioles had loaded the lineup with right-handed hitters against Snell, and now against the right-hander, they're 4 for 4. 1-1. Valencia, who opened the scoring with a home run, his 5th of the year, came to lead off the bottom of the second. 2-1. Little tap, that's going to be trouble. Kittredge with a pickup, no place to go. Scope scores. Trumbo to second. Valencia has a run batted in on that little dribbler about a quarter of the way up the third base line. Nothing that Kittredge could do.
Boy, everything going the way of the Orioles and the way of Danny Valencia against the Rays. A swinging bunt. Never expecting that, and there's just nowhere to go.
5 consecutive hits. Joey Rickard. Rickard shoots a high shot back into left. Span watching that one go out of here. Trumbo and Valencia score in front of Rickard, who hits his second home run of the day after just joining Baltimore from the minor leagues. Six straight hits against Kittredge and 6 runs. It's a 7-run inning.
Boy, every location missed today, the Baltimore Orioles have capitalized on. Wilson Ramos, I want it down and away. It ends up middle to middle in. And right there, the reaction by Kittredge tells you all you need to know. And, you know, Rickard with the 2 home runs, he also had the line drive off of Blake Snell. So he has hit the ball very hard, all 3 ABs.
1-0 the count to Gentry. Austin Pruitt, who was just recalled from AAA, now throwing in the bullpen. The count to Gentry. It's 3 balls, no strikes. Strike call, 3-1. 7 consecutive hitters have reached after Joseph hit a fly ball to center to begin the inning. And another man on, this time with a walk. Caleb Joseph is due up. Here comes Kevin Cash. And that's going to be it for Kittredge. So the Rays will make a call to the bullpen, brought to you by the Florida Lottery. Brought to you by your Southern Chevy dealer and by your local Ford dealers. Mother's Day in full force here at the ballpark. The youngsters with moms here. It's turning out to be a bit of a cool afternoon, 62 degrees when we started. Cool except the Baltimore Bats and Austin Pruitt just up from AAA Durham into this game, making his 6th appearance. So Kittredge came on in relief, faced 7 hitters and all reached. Hits and a walk. Caleb Joseph at the plate. He fouls the first pitch back. Strike 1.
This Oriole lineup extremely aggressive here today. They've taken advantage of just about every mistake that's been made. You know, they've been swinging the bats well here the last week and a half or so, scoring some runs.
Two. Blake Snell charged with 5 runs, 6 hits, and 3 1/3. Gave up 3 homers, a couple strikeouts, and a couple walks. And Kittredge did not get anybody out. He's been charged with 6 runs so far, responsible for Gentry at first.
Well, it's been a nightmarish inning, there's no question. Started pretty innocuous, a jam shot actually by Caleb Joseph. Soft little fly ball into center field, and then you had the walk to Mancini, and Snell comes out of the game after just 73 pitches.
1-2.
After that, Baltimore could do no wrong.
This one jammed him, and it's popped, caught by Wendell. That's second out of the inning. Joseph accounting for both of them. Trey Mancini. It's upstairs. 11th man to hit in this inning. Mancini. He singled, homered, and walked today. Misses with the baseball up. Two. Pruitt with the club early. His last appearance was on the 14th of April in the series against the Phillies. So just a day short of a month with Durham, and now he's back.
You feel like that's going to be the way it is all season long. A lot of back and forth, especially in this stretch here where the Rays embark on this road trip with the idea they were going to be playing 40 out of 41 days. Or 40 games in 41 days. Have a couple of off days because of the doubleheader yesterday, but it's going to be a grueling schedule, no doubt about it. And that bullpen is going to be used. A lot of back and forth between Durham.
Ground ball short, and Echeverria goes to second. They get the force to retire the side. But at the end of 4, the Orioles have built an 11-0 lead.
Inning here in Baltimore. Well, it is time now for your Chevy Prospect Spotlight. We're going to take a look at shortstop Willy Adames, who is on an 8-game hitting streak in AAA Durham, hitting .333 during that streak. But that average is not far off from what he's been doing all season. He's hitting .308 with a .453 slugging percentage in AAA. So definitely somebody we can probably expect to see sooner rather than later, guys.
All right, here's the Rays shortstop, Adeiny Echeverria, lifting a fly ball toward the left field line. Gentry's there to catch it. So on the first pitch, 1 away. Bundy's given up just the 1 hit. Duffy's 2-out 4th inning double and 3 walks. He has 5 strikeouts through now 4 1/3 innings. Malik Smith fastball is a strike.
Boy, his teammates could not have picked him up any better than they have here this afternoon. You know, 3 runs in the 2nd inning. Constant pressure ever since, and now up to 11 after the way that he has struggled his last 3 starts. Rickard, a couple of blasts.
Now 1-2 to Malik Smith. And Dylan Bundy has been a completely different pitcher than he has been the last few times out. Fly ball off the bat of Malik Smith. Rickard in right center to make the catch. 2 up, 2 down.
Well, he had said that he had found something, and as you pointed out earlier in the broadcast, he was very coy and wasn't going to go into any kind of detail. We'll see, you know, what the results say. The breaking balls have definitely looked more sharp than they have over the last 3 starts, and the life on the fastball, even though, you know, that location very good. It hasn't been perfect, but he's done enough to keep this lineup off balance and off the scoreboard, more importantly.
And look at that, 14 of 18 first pitch strikes.
Boy, does that give you a leg up. Once you throw that first strike and jump out ahead, you can start to expand from there. You work from inside out as opposed to outside in.
2-1. Snyder takes ball 3 upstairs. Denard Span on deck. And the count's full on Ref Snyder. Headed out of play. So he'll see another full count pitch. Ref Snyder with the bases empty and 2 outs. He draws a walk. So 4 walks to go with 5 strikeouts for Bundy. And the 1 hit, Duffy's doubled in the 4th. Go back to the top of the order twice today. Bundy has walked Denard Span, who's managed to get himself into scoring position with a couple stolen bases. He opened the game with a walk, and the Rays left him at second in the 1st. A shot into right. Rickard will go back and make the catch at the track. And the Rays are out in the 5th. Walk and a man left. Bottom of the 5th coming. 11-0 Baltimore. Ball game moves into the bottom of the 5th. Austin Pruitt delivers to Adam Jones. Jones with a single in 3 at-bats and a run scored. Sends a fly ball down the right side with some depth, and it's going to be a foul ball. And it was similar to the ball hit by Mancini. Mancini had some slice on it, but not quite as much as Jones did there.
Power right through that slice. Hit it hard enough to where you take some of it out. Seems like every little bit of hard contact by the Orioles is finding holes. Well, this is why you play the game out on the field. You know, coming into this ball game, the way that Blake Snell's been throwing the baseball and the way that Dylan Bundy had been throwing the baseball, you say to yourself, looking pretty good for the Rays, you know, here this Sunday afternoon. And it's been anything but complete opposite.
Yeah, it's really been a nightmarish afternoon here in Baltimore for the Rays. They've been out hit 12-1. They trail 11-0. Two and two. Down to short. Echeverria makes the play, and Jones is out number 1 in the 5th. Been a couple other Mother's Days not so good for the Rays, and you go back to 2010, they were on the wrong end of Dallas Braden's perfect game against them in Oakland in 2010. Manny Machado. Machado 2 for 3 with a couple of runs scored and a run batted in.
Well, he just continues to swing the bat at a high level. You know, he was the one guy that we kind of highlighted coming into this series, a real bright spot for this Oriole team and what hasn't been a very good year.
2.
Little roses, little pink rose bush on the shoes. The green vine. That's pretty intricate right there.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, there they are. The sad thing is you only get to wear them one day.
Ground ball back to the mound. Pruitt's got it, and the toss to first.
You know, you look at the NFL, and they have like a Mother's Day month. They're wearing pink for a quarter of their schedule. But MLB, it's one and done, baby.
Two up, two down here in the bottom of the 5th. Jonathan Scope. This pitch is down. 1-0. Two balls, no strikes. The tap for the shortstop. Stays down. Echeverria makes the throw. 3 up, 3 down. It's a big step in the right direction. We go to the 6th, 11-0 Baltimore. Kind of wondering how we did get here. Dylan Bundy, who has been struggling his last 3 outings, has been very good today. And the Baltimore lineup jumped on Blake Snell for 5 runs and 3 1/3. They got 6 off Kittredge. Joey Rickard has hit a couple of home runs. Rickard just back from the minor leagues, and as we go to the 6th, C.J. Cron fouls that fastball away. Strike 1. Two. With a couple of run batted in possibilities, but they got him out on a ground ball each time. And that's a fair ball just on the line, back a third. Cron's on his way to second with a 2-base hit, picking up his 6th double of the year.
Well, you talk about keeping your hands back just long enough and extending that swing. It's exactly what C.J. Cron did, and he dropped it right on the chalk line.
Well, he's been on base now in 19 consecutive games.
I'll tell you what, he has really taken a liking to that 2-hole. Ever since they moved him up there, power has started to emerge. You mentioned the 19 straight on base.
Wendell, a ground ball to the right side. Sends Cron to third. Wendell is out. Scope to Mancini. Then Wilson Ramos up again. Trying to extend his hitting streak. It now stands at 18. Ramos 0 for 2 today. Was called out on strikes in the first inning. Hit a fly ball to right in the 4th. Pitch is upstairs. Reaching for that one. 1-1. Is looking for something positive in what has been a difficult afternoon, and so they'd like to see Ramos extend his hitting streak on an individual basis here. Down in the count, 1-2.
You know, that's something that this team has been able to do too through this season. Even in the games that have gotten a little bit out of hand, they've showed fight to the very end. You know, maybe score 3, 4, 5 runs. You're going to lose the ball game anyway, but they show that fight all the way through the game. And that would be nice to get Ramos right up there, tied for the longest in franchise history. Should get a couple more cracks at it. Take care of it right here.
And a full count. Bundy now up to 90 pitches. It's fouled out of play. Take that back. This is 83. He's checking the score sheet. He has 83 pitches going. 1 out, 1 on in the 6th. And he strikes out Ramos.
That's the breaking ball that we've been talking about. And that's been the difference for Bundy here today. Enough of the fastball to keep you honest, and then when he really needs to make a pitch to get a big out, he comes with the slider, and that pitch, see the depth on it.
Matt Duffy. Good luck with that. That would disappeared. Rays with 2 hits. They've both been doubles, one by Crone in this inning. Duffy had a double in the 4th. And now is down in the count. And Dylan Bundy's just going to town right now.
Yeah, well, you know what? He got Wilson Ramos on a real good one, and now he's got the feel for it and just ripping them off one after the other. Right there at 81. Now climb the ladder.
And a fly ball back into center field. Jones angling to his left is there to make the catch. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Bottom of the 6th coming, 11-0 Baltimore.
It was a snack she made. It was called a scotcheroo. It was like chocolate on top and then like Rice Krispie with like a peanut butter kind of mix in there. Absolutely amazing. And that was by far my favorite thing she cooked, like my favorite snack. And I miss those. And now my metabolism slowed down. I can't eat those anymore. Back in the day, I used to crush them.
Well, there's Kevin Kiermaier making the trip. These trips have been so long recently for the Rays, and he was itching to get back with his teammates and do a little work as much as he can.
Well, the injury obviously to the throwing hand, and so he certainly can go out and take balls off the bat during batting practice. Get used to that feel again, reading the ball off the bat, being active out in the outfield, getting jumps. Different things that you can do to try to stay sharp, so when you do come back you hit the ground running, literally.
Ground ball back to the hill by Trumbo, and Pruitt with a toss to first takes care of him. Pruitt got 3 ground ball outs in the 5th and a comebacker from Trumbo here in the 6th inning. Andy Valencia will bat. Valencia hit a home run to lead off the bottom of the 2nd inning. And the Orioles have not stopped since then. There's a liner. Leads hit to center. It's his 3rd hit. Watch every out of market regular season game live at home, in the office, or on the go with MLB.tv. Your subscription includes MLB at Bat Premium, allowing you to watch live baseball on your favorite supported devices. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Roy Rickard 2-home run day for Rickard. Ball, no strikes. Orioles have hit 3 home runs today, 3 off Snell, 1 off Kittredge. One and one. Pitch low. Rickard was a Rule 5 pick by the Orioles out of the Rays system. The count goes to 2-2. As a result of that, he stayed with them the entire season in 2016 at 268. Spent most of last year with him at 241. A 2-2 count on him with Valencia at first and 1 out. Takes care of Rickard. Strikes out. Pruitt's first strikeout. Brings up Greg Gentry.
There's that breaking ball that just stays up above the swing, and Kevin Cash hoping here that Austin Pruitt can continue to deliver innings, if nothing else. Going to save the rest of that bullpen, as we talked about the stretch this team is embarking on.
Strike 1 to Gentry. Side of third, knocked down by Bobby Dickerson, the third base coach. Seven-run fourth. Bigger damper on this one for the Rays. Baltimore scored 3 in the second, 3 solo home runs, then a run in the third, 7 in the fourth. Ball, 2 strikes. Skies it into center. Alex Smith waiting for that one to come down. No runs a hit, and the man left. We go to the 7th inning. Big lead for Baltimore. Let's go places. By Freedom Boat Company, the freedom to be on the water without the hassle of boat ownership. And by your local Honda dealers. On to the 7th inning here in Baltimore. Mother's Day. Well, all of us in the booth want to say Happy Mother's Day to our moms, and that includes Mike Bordick over in the Orioles TV booth. His mom, Vicky, in Zephyr Hills, and the big secret is that she's a Rays fan. And Mike wanted to say hello to her and thanks for all she has done.
And Mike Bordick and I, and you for that matter, got drug into the conversation, had wonderful conversation about Zephyr Hills, because that was the place that we used to vacation.
Yeah.
Growing up, pile the family truckster and head down I-75, get into Zephyr Hills. Grandparents had a trailer there, and we'd spend 3 weeks, sometimes 4 weeks, bring our homework. We'd bring schoolwork with us and have to complete lessons during the day. And know Zephyr Hills very well. We were going over some of the landmarks, little town.
And Miller out on strikes here. Well, Dave Island spent some time with the Rays, went on to be big league pitching coach. Zephyr Hills.
So we've played on the same fields.
Because
that's what we would do. We'd go down there. You're down there for 3-4 weeks, nice weather. Got to bring the baseball equipment, head over to the high school, then go to the basketball court, go watch the skydivers.
A lot to do.
There was a lot to do.
I'm glad you worked your homework in there too. Did the responsible thing.
Had to.
Yeah.
Had to, because you had to get that done, and Mom made sure that we got that done, because if not, you go back and you're 3-4 weeks behind, it's not going to work.
Two 2-0 the count.
Just got thrown off my game there by the truck.
2-0 pitch skied into right center field. Adam Jones over there, and he's going to make the catch. 2 outs in the 7th. Now Malik Smith on his way to the plate.
Can you imagine trying to do that nowadays? Hey, we're going to go on vacation for 3-4 weeks.
Just give me some homework.
Yeah, let me know
I'll
what the
take care
lessons are, and we'll make sure it's done. Come back and test then.
It had no ill effects on you. Foul ball right back. Strike one.
No, because again, the feet were held to the fire. You getting this stuff done before we're going to go out and play.
Yeah. See, there's a lesson in that. A lesson in discipline. Take care of business first. Tapper foul. 0-2. Baltimore dominating this one this afternoon. Wanted to, a couple years ago on Mother's Day, Kevin Cash, the Rays manager, his mother was in the stands, I think at home, and he was ejected from the game. And I think, you think, well, which is worse? I think he would prefer to be ejected than go through one of these on Mother's Day.
Yes, hands down. Hands down. And you know what? Getting to know Kevin Cash over the last couple of years, not only do you believe that, but it's also not a surprise that he got canned on Mother's Day.
Ball out of play. He gives you that kind of calm, cool, collected veneer. There's some fire in there.
Oh, yes, there is. Yes, there is. And I like when it comes out.
Yeah.
I like it. He's got some good ideas on things.
Yep. Not very happy right now. Count is full. 3-2 on Alex Smith. Tap by the mound. Picked up by Scope. Close play. Out at first. The call by Brian Knight. Rays are out in order in the 7th inning. Wilson Ramos figures to get at least one more shot at extending his hitting streak, so we'll see. So far, Ramos has struck out, flied out, and struck out again. Now the Rays will be headed to Kansas City. Our Toyota inside look. The Rays will have Ryan Yarbrough open that series. 3 in Kansas City. A couple of night games and a day game. Bullpen day on Tuesday night. Bullpen night, as it turns out. And then Jake Faria will pitch the afternoon game on Wednesday against the former Tampa Bay Ray, Jason Hamill. Hamill trying to turn things around, and the Rays hope that that will not occur until after they're finished with their series. That's just a little preview of the Royals series, apparently. Young man knew where the Rays were headed next. Helped us out.
Yeah, and you know what? They had Little League Day here today. I mean, around the field they went.
Yep, all the way around.
Got to feel like that's got to be his squad. Either that or he is lost. They've got an Indians hat on, too. The Central covered.
Caleb Joseph, the Baltimore catcher, takes a strike. Joseph 0 for 3. It's the only spot in the Baltimore order not to reach base so far. One and one. Check to swing there. Dropping low. Snell, Kittredge, and Pruitt. front of the Rays dugout. So fouls it into the screening and it ends up in the Baltimore dugout. There's a base hit. Now every spot in the order has been on base. So Malik Smith slide trying to come up with that one. Joseph hustling his way around, headed to third, and he'll move in there standing. A base hit to center, and when Malik Smith lost his footing, Joseph goes all the way to third.
Boy, if that doesn't sum up the day for the Rays, I don't know what does. You know, a hard hit ball here off the curveball. Looked like it was just going to be a routine single, and down goes Malix. The feet come out from under him. The ball slips by right through the armpit.
Well, Caleb Joseph going to get a triple for that. Mancini. Just down 1-0. Fouled back by Mancini. 1-1. Hopper chopped down to third. The run will cross the plate. That big chop. And Joseph scores. Mancini will get credit for a run batted in. It's 12-0 now.
Boy, right off the plate. You could see that. He chopped that thing right off the plate. That's what gave it all its airtime. And absolutely nothing you can do about that.
Now Jace Peterson will pinch hit. Jones had gone 1 for 4. And Peterson now hits. Throws it back, strike one. Run home, 1 out. Peterson at the plate, Machado on deck. 1-1. Ball 3, 3-1 to Peterson. And that'll run the count all the way out. Run, a couple of hits off Pruitt. 6 off Kittredge, 5 off Snell. And ball 4. So he came back to go full with him and then lost it. First walk given up by Pruitt. Austin Pruitt was back with the team today from AAA Durham. Machado. Machado 2 for 4, single and a double. Batted in and 2 runs scored. Fouls it back. Machado now with 13 home runs, 37 runs batted in. 346. Checks on the strike call. 2. It's a ball, 2 strikes. Rickard, the big RBI man today with 4 for Baltimore. Valencia with a couple. Scope with 2. Mancini 2. Machado 1. The other one scored on an error. Into center field it goes. Malik Smith will go back, and that is over his head. Off the wall. Peterson will be waved around. Machado into second with a double. And another run is in on the second double of the day for Machado. And his second run batted in. 13 runs for Baltimore.
Well, you let Manny Machado right now get his arms extended, and good luck to you. That was an absolute missile. And, you know, Malik Smith had him played properly, but that ball was just hit so hard he couldn't get back in time.
Jonathan Scope. Scope's been on base 3 times. 2 singles and a walk. Strike 1. Chaz Rowe moving around in the bullpen. Johnny Field is up and throwing. So Field has started to throw.
Daniel Robertson's down today?
Apparently. Ball for Echeverria. The first is there. So that'll be the second out. 2 runs in with a man at second. 2 gone. Chaz Rowe is throwing.
Yeah. I mean, did you ever think that you'd see Chaz Rowe warming up next to Johnny Field?
Not anticipated.
No. I wonder if Chaz is, am I supposed to be up here?
He may have gone to the phone to double check and came back.
Just getting some work in. I mean, that's an odd combo. Well, the next time the Rays take BP, if I'm Chaz Rowe, I'm going to ask to go out and take some fly balls at Johnny Field.
And Daniel Robertson with the hoodie on, apparently he's down. Bullpen work. Two and 0. Baltimore runs. Jumbo is ahead, 3-0. Campbell making his 5th plate appearance of the day. Their number 5 hitter. We're in the bottom of the 7th. He takes a strike. Count goes full. Baltimore had a 4-0 lead when they exploded for 7 runs in the 4th. And now they've added a couple more in the 7th. Right back over the screen. Sixth game of the season series between these two clubs. Rays came in with a 3-2 advantage. The Orioles jumped out in front early today with a 3-run second. Saw the Yankees score 11 against them on the 4th of April. And the Orioles have topped that with 13 today. Liner into left. That will fall in front of Span. And they're going to hold Machado at 3rd. So it's 13-0. And Kevin Cash comes out. It's going to be it for Pruitt. Ball will go to the bullpen for Chaz Rowe. We go to the bullpen again with Chaz Rowe in this game. Tune in tonight for in-depth analysis of Game 2 of the Eastern Conference Finals between the Lightning and the Washington Capitals. We'll have everything you need to know on Lightning Live post-game show tonight, approximately 11 p.m. on Fox Sports Sun. Chaz Rowe becomes pitcher number 4.
Well, he's on for the 19th time and going to get the Rays out of this inning and back into the dugout. Sure, giving way to Johnny Field in the bottom of the 8th.
Facing Valencia, swinging and sends it into short right center. That's going to drive in a run. Machado scores. Trumbo stops at second. Valencia with a 4-hit, 3 RBI day. Charge to Pruitt. It's 14-0.
Well, the day just continues to get uglier and uglier. My goodness.
Rickard bounces it back into the screen. It's 1-1. Field in the bullpen. That's a base hit into center. Trumbo will score. That run also charged to Pruitt. It's a 15-0 ball game. 5 runs batted in for Joey Rickard, who is really celebrating his return to the major leagues.
How about the job? You know, this Baltimore lineup throws in Danny Valencia today and Joey Rickard. And you mentioned the day that Rickard's having, Valencia with 4 hits. Everybody in this lineup swinging the bat well, and you can't get off the field. 15 runs and counting.
It's Greg Gentry. After the first pitch and fouls it back. Gentry walked in the 4th. Otherwise, nothing of 3. The pitch is a strike. Hard up in the bullpen for Baltimore. Well, this one gets by Ramos, and the runners will advance to second and third. It's a wild pitch charged to Rowe.
He's good with that slider. Look at that one just take off. And Wilson Ramos, we talk about hitters running out of bat. Wilson Ramos ran out of arm. Not long enough to reach that on the backhand. Kevin Cash looking for a way to get ejected right now.
And there's a little popper down the right side, fair, headed for the corner. Valencia scores, Rickard scores, and Gentry's into second with a double. And 2 more runs are home. It's 17-0. So everybody hits now for Baltimore. Gentry picking up the double, his first hit to drive in 2.
Just waits on that slider and slaps it the other way.
Caleb Joseph started this inning, and now he takes a strike. Two. Strike three, a swing and a miss to retire the side. But at the end of 7, Baltimore now leading 17-0. Back in 2005, Alex Gonzalez building a 2-out home run in the top of the 9th at Kansas City to give the Rays a 3-2 win over the Royals. And that is where we will be tomorrow. Tomorrow on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your local Honda dealers. Ryan Yerball will make the start. We'll hear from the young left-hander. And Orestes will break down the Rays catching tandem. Coverage begins at 6:30 tomorrow.
You can't get to tomorrow soon enough. Right now, the Ravens all over the Buccaneers.
A lot of changes here, including a new pitcher. Johnny Hart takes over on the mound. Rep Snyder leads it off for the Rays. The pitch is a strike, and wholesale changes defensively. One and one now. A couple changes in the outfield, 3 changes on the infield, and a new catcher and a new pitcher.
Do you have that many players?
Just a moment. And the liner up the left side. That ball will bound to the fence, and Rep Snyder's on his way to second with a double.
I thought it was May. You can't have that many changes unless it's September.
Well, let's see. Mancini moves from first to left.
Ah, there you go.
Gentry moves from left to center. Jonathan Scope goes over to play shortstop. Peterson is playing second base. Joseph over at first, and Cisco is the new catcher.
Unlike yourself, Dwayne, where you like to actually cross the player's name out and write the new one in, I like to draw arrows from where they you know, and I'm going to tell you something. I got quite the football play here. I have a route tree that really is unstoppable.
Yeah, undefendable.
It is. It is. You can't. I mean, I got 3 different levels here.
Yeah.
There aren't enough safeties on your roster to cover my receivers. I mean, it's. This
history has been made.
I'm going to give this to somebody because this right here is gold. Not in this sport, but in football, it's gold.
The Rays with a man at second on the double by Rep Snyder. Span facing the lefty Hart. 1-2 the count.
I'm really annoyed because today started out so well.
It did.
I mean, from the moment that we got into the booth, Mike Bordick coming over, breaking bread, sharing stories of Zephyr Hills.
Yep.
Got to meet my hero. That's right. You were here and saw it.
Yeah. Well, I know you're a big fan of Nicole Sherry.
Right.
Who runs the ground crew here.
That's right.
She is involved.
Yeah, she came into our booth, got a big hug from her. And here she, yeah, we were breaking it down last night, talking about all of her TV appearances and her ratio. She was loving it.
Well, she did let us know that they can be and will be active here, but to break the record, in 2009, they had 81 tarp pulls.
Do the math.
Yeah.
You play 81 home games.
Yeah.
That's what she said. That was the year 2009.
Span a ground ball to the opposite side. Ref Snyder's going to head to the plate. The throw will come through, and it's not in time, and the Rays are on the board. And Span singles into left, and the Rays score their first run of the day.
Look how he waits on that pitch and just slaps it the other way. Nice job by Denard. The hand speed. And then Ref Snyder coming around third, trying to get on the board and off the schneid, and they did.
So Span is on base for the third time. Here is C.J. Cron.
I will say, and just wrapping up the visit by Nicole Sherry, she did pull out her phone for a photo op.
Yep.
And so she had it on the website, was showing me things, and we were looking off to where the weather usually rolls in from.
Yep.
And I got a look at her app, or whatever she uses for the weather, and it was impressive. The formatting was extremely impressive. And then later, someone had gone out to inquire.
Yeah, so they're serious about the info on that app.
Yeah, she.
Yeah, there you go.
Right there. And by the way, she would not give up.
No.
Where that weather comes from.
Yeah. In fact, because you saw part of it, you could be subject to a brain erase later on before you leave the ballpark.
I wouldn't doubt anything here. Baltimore, anything is possible. There's no question. But yeah, it was a great beginning of the day. The pitching matchup looked to be in the Rays' favor, heavily in the Rays' favor.
Yeah. Now it's gone all so wrong.
The bottom right corner says it all.
Yep. An 0-2 count to Cron. 1-2. Pitch is outside. It's 2-2. Most runs the Rays have ever given up would be 22, and that was back in 0-2 in game one of a doubleheader at Fenway. They have given up 17 today. Recent barrage eclipsing this one would be, I guess, 07 in New York against the Yankees when they surrendered 21. 17 here in Baltimore today, and Cron is called out on strikes. It's first out here of the eighth. Jams that inside corner.
Yeah, jam that fastball right up in there, tight.
Joey Wendell now. Strike around the knees. Well, if the Orioles were looking for a turnaround performance from Bundy, they got one today. 7 shutout innings. Just gave up a couple of hits. And that after 3 subpar outings, and the really bad outing against Kansas City his last time. He seems to have found his stuff, including the slider in this game. Out in right field, Wendell retired. So 2 gone. And here's Wilson Ramos trying to extend his hitting streak. It's at 18 right now. The club record is 19, held by Jason Bartlett, set in 2009. Ramos has struck out twice and in between hit a fly ball to right. Sends it into right field. Rickard coming in, and he makes the catch just off the knee top. So the Rays get a run, leave one. 17-1 Baltimore.
Growing up in Florida, she was kind of always the team mom, you know, driving the Suburban to games and the weekend, driving all over the place. So, you know, she was always there, you know, and just really played a huge role in not just mine, but all my buddies, you know, getting us to games and practices. So, yeah, she's the best.
We're back in Baltimore and headed into the bottom of the 8th inning. Been a difficult day for the Rays, and they go to the bullpen, and it will be outfielder Johnny Field. So for the second time this year, Field becomes a pitcher out of the position player pool. Daniel Robertson was the first time, and now Johnny Field. He throws a strike here, facing Trey Mancini. 0-2.
Well, change his arm angle already. A little low 3/4, then sidearm. Going to give you different looks. Doesn't have the velocity of a Daniel Robertson. Not that we've seen yet. Oh, Leafus.
It's 1-2. Yeah, Field last May against Columbus, the Indians AAA club. He pitched a scoreless 10th inning and then was charged with 3 runs in the 11th. And that started a 10-run inning for the Clippers, and the Bulls lost that game 13-9. We've had enough scoring from the opposition today. Mancini fouls it.
Oh, he's got a pretty good spread. You know what I mean? When you look at his velocity, 54 to 75. That's 21 miles an hour. A couple different arm angles already. Throwing the kitchen sink at these guys. Oh, over the top with 82. See, look at that sandbagger. I mean, if you've got 82, come out with it right from get-go.
Fly ball center field. Alex Smith makes the catch. It's the first out here in the bottom of the 8th. The hitter's going to be Jace Peterson. Peterson walked as a pinch hitter in the 7th. Takes a pitch up and away. Five runs charged to Snell today. 6 Kittredge, 4 to Pruitt, 2 to Rowe. 2-ball, no strike count here on Peterson. Ball 4, Field gives up a walk. So Peterson heads down to first. And that brings up the catcher, Cisco. Cisco just entered the game. And so this is his first plate appearance. Strikes. It's foul up the right side. Two and one, a runner at first, 1 out. Johnny Field doing the pitching now. Cisco lifts a fly ball to left for Denard Span, who makes the catch. 2 outs. Baltimore had a 6-run 7th and a 7-run 4th. Single marker in the 3rd. 3 in the 2nd inning on 3 solo home runs. Now it's Jonathan Scope who's playing shortstop. 2 outs and a runner at first. He takes ball 1. Skied to right. Snyder will make the catch, and it's a scoreless 8th inning for Field. Walked a man, left him. We go to the 9th, 17-1. catch of the game has to be Johnny Field. A scoreless 8th inning.
Listen, he showed us multiple arm angles. He was all over the place in terms of velocity. Gave these hitters an awful lot to think about. Anywhere from, what was it, a 21-mile-per-hour spread. A couple different arm angles, change-ups, an eephus, fastball over the top, sidearm fastball. Kept the balls in the air, kept them playable.
Well, he has a 0.00 ERA for his major league career.
Well, he rebounded nicely from his last outing.
Matt Duffy leads off the 9th and hits a line drive to right, facing Mike Wright Jr. So 1 pitch, 1 out. Now Brad Miller. Is down. Miller 0 for 3 today. Pitch is outside, 2-0. Two and 1. Takes it to 3-1. And a base on balls will send Miller to first. Bundy worked 7, Hart 1, and now it's Wright. A base hit into right. Miller will stop at second base. 2 men on with 1 out. Most runs in a series. The Rays have been involved in a 3-game series. Most runs scored by both teams. 55. That was back in 05. In Cincinnati interleague against the Reds. These two teams have scored 53 runs so far in this series. But that's spread over a 4-game series. Want to know the count to Malik Smith. Malik takes it too low, 2-0. Gave up 3 runs in the nightcap of the doubleheader last night. Alex fouls it up the right side.
Well, the good thing about this game is once it's over, you flush it, you get on the plane, and you head to Kansas City. And by the way, they're going to be rolling in there playing a Royals team who is not played very well this season, and they're coming off a thumping today at the hands of the Indians. They got beat 11-2. So
Something's got to give.
That's right. You're going to have two angry teams going head-to-head tomorrow night.
Ground ball, right side. Down to second out there. Back to first in time for the game-ending double play. It goes 3-6-3. 3-6-1 on the double play. Wright got over there to take the throw. And it's a 17-1.